I really gotta show you. I really gotta show you the higher D, but it takes so long. My goddess graces, my sweet higher D, my sweet 5D. I gotta open the window, 'cause the nanobot rain is stopped. Hallelujah. It ain't gonna be no more days of atmospheric river, no. Hallelujah. My God is in you. My electronic community, my church, it's true. Good morning, my La Familia. Good afternoon and good evening to those of you in other parts of this beautiful globe we call Gaia, planet Earth. Here in the USA, it is known as Earth. Sternly deciding not to worry, we stand together for our freedoms, even if we have to do it through YouTube. I'm just reading what it says on the back of this page. For the third or fourth installment here, I'm sure I'll end up. I just had a vision that I will have some live stream, maybe a electronic Sunday church live stream. Except I will do it just like Vivian Chavez. I'll just do what I do, except for live on Sunday. In other words, I'll just be me live on Sunday. I just found another sign I wanted to put on my church, on my e-church. Two signs on my e-church to put on my altar here. All right. So now, got to be creative at all times possible. As I said before, it's one of the Aboriginals' 10 Commandments I learned from the Mutant Message from Forever. Creativity, again, as I've said before, if it is done harmlessly, is the non-sexual or often inspired by your wife or your infatuation, the direct source to communing with the real creator. I always enjoy that one. I don't know, I gotta finish it maybe. I tend to go in between wanting to make it a Zen thing and coloring every detail. So, first I wanted to do a few statements and announcements. And then I want to discuss intuition training, the everything door, and the red light. Okay, so maybe possibly I was influenced by getting so many views on the narcissist video I made in this setup, this frame. But it was also because they were just, I just did hear some nano rains coming. So I have to say, If you want a good analogy of the mental battle that the average Joe, if they want to get real, or even if they don't, even if they want to stay asleep and die at the wheel or die as a cyborg slave, the mental battle is like, I just thought of a perfect analogy, okay? Mainstream religions, the scientism death cult, Bible thumpers or Churchians, Muslim, Hindu, all the hierarchical cults, it's just like someone who was in a DUMB, a deep underground military base, having to heal their mental condition after being abducted or whatever happens to them in those horrible, dark situations. And as long as you believe in these old mind program, um, you are like, your mind is like stuck in a dump. It's really sad, but it's the way it is. And if you took the grand experiment, the greatest mad scientist experiment of all time, then like I say, it's between you and your creator. I don't even understand how to help you. But you know, I lost this one of my few subscribers over this. I guess this is an important thing, though. Total forgiveness to all, because I mean, most people have had simplex, but I've suffered from cancer and MRSA, and how holding on to regret and fear and hatred can be a suicide. So I know it from a different perspective. So um, so when I think about the head of John the Baptist and the body of JFK, I have to say that they did not die in vain. Somehow, it was horrible that they did those crimes to them. But moving past the age of physical martyrdom of all those who tell the truth, even if they succeed in doing something to try to remove this physical vessel speaking to you for what I'm doing now, it's irrelevant, because there's hundreds of other people with much larger audiences than mine. And so, is this channel my attempt at trying to create a final exam for being a crazy guy, or even the one man band? If I want to move on to working with other musicians, food for thought. Cannabis makes the body work. Uh, it's symbiotic and codependent. If the L's and the regressives and Gates and Rockefeller and Rothschild really had any respect for themselves or you, why would they not invest in cannabis? Well, because they're eugenicists and Nazis, and they want to a population they can control, and psychedelic plants, even mild aphrodisiac psychedelic plant like cannabis, can open your mind to a place where they cannot control it. It's all obvious. I mean, if you have the self discernment. So, plus, if you were being helped by devious and disrespectful, but extremely powerfully telepathic and mind control, weapon, amazing torture weapon, psychic torture weapon wielding aliens who are going to promise you almost immensurable, uncountable wealth and control if you just obey. Again, the reason why I say the Bee Gees Club and all their letter groups, they're all pawns. I mean, if you look at the posture, okay, just look at the posture. It's a really good indicator. Now, when someone's addicted to crystal methamphetamine, sometimes, like Johnny Danger over here, they'll be completely hunched over like a 90 or 100-year-old person. It's really sad. This guy, he told me he got a divorce, and then he got into meth, and he gets welfare, and he'll beg for money, but he'll cuss himself out, or actually some. It seems to open people up, as I said, directly to communication with these dark spirits, interdimensional demons, and he'll cuss them out, And then, but if you, unless I'm in a street preacher mode, when I say hi to him, he'll say, "Oh, hi, man. What's up, man?" But when he's on meth or not, he'll scream. And so clearing, that's an extreme example, but clearing your mind is just like, for the average person, is just like a super soldier having to clear their trauma, except just on the mind control level, but not the physical. Um, so yeah, I was just thinking the codependency people have with ganja. If the L's are, if the Illuminati, the Luciferian, or if any of these dark ones had any respect, they would try to control you with cannabis, instead of war and fear. So because it is a magic bullet, for 3 hours, it makes most all the illnesses go away. So the problems I have with YouTube, it's completely anonymous. It's corporate. I cannot see the audience. These can actually be also thought of as good things in other ways. I feel I'm moving past YouTube kindergarten. I'm learning the ropes after a couple months with no cell phone, and through fun and joy and pain and a little bit of trial and error, and having a few psychic infiltrators, so to speak. I'm learning better social skills. So this is helping me to heal, even though it's kind of a obedient perversion of social skills compared to working with people in 3D. In other words, I'm having to learn how to get along online, but not it's not necessarily helping me get along in real time, which is one of the reasons why some people who have a million followers, if they weren't a movie star already or so forth, they were already married, and they knew how to be socially very well lubricated already. So, whereas with me, this is hermit church. So for all those of you out, several of you out there who identify as hermits, I want you to know that you're never alone. The reason why I survived and I never really got around to considering suicide, well, because I know it's extremely disrespectful to the Most High for one, but because I knew I was never alone. My spirit guides, my deceased kin, my loved ones were always with me. It's just a reality. Um, I love YouTube because it's open source. It might have a little censorship on certain things, but it's still. What was the original intent of these? This I don't even. I got to look up their name in San Bruno or South San Francisco, who invented this invention, YouTube. I believe they had very Aquarian open source intent, as well as I've said, Steve Jobs in inventing this laptop. Um, and I'll just have to forgive him for agreeing to Satan to call it a laptop, um, because I'm really thankful for his contribution. If I can keep my head this far away from it, I won't die in the way he did. See, but it's like it also goes into the multidimensionality, bilocational. I may feel less real in real time, but it's the timeless now. The electronic codification through the pixelated image that of live action, just filming myself, uh, helps me to understand more. And everyone's forced into capitalism, so was willing to accept the funding of my self research and healing from the government, space training. I'm learning how to hold Akashic, learning how to hold etheric space and heal my body. And now am I achieving my goal of sharing. Like, if you enjoyed, I'm going to keep going. I just have to quit every 15 from my show to be true to its name and obey.